So this is one of those really old Bleach topics that if you've been in the community for a long time, you remember when people used to argue that full Hollow Ichigo would have actually been able to beat base Aizen in Fate Karakura Town, if he actually just went ahead and spurged out. There were also some arguments that Segunda Etapa Ukiura could beat Aizen, but we're not going to get into that today. I just want to go back over this topic, kind of address it, and ask the question with current information that we have, if Ichigo went into his full hollow form in Fate Karakura Town, would he have been able to beat Aizen? Now, a little bit of a rule or stipulation here, we're not going to allow Aizen to go into his different transformations, because then at that point Aizen would just out-transform Ichigo, like he would just keep adapting until he was able to beat Ichigo, assuming that Ichigo beats him in the first place. So, with that whole preface and rule in place, let's go ahead and look right into this topic. So, there is actually a lot going in Ichigo's favor for this matchup. For one, when Ichigo first goes into Fate Karakura, we have a statement from Aizen where he says, "Oh, if you holified, maybe you would have been able to beat me, like you actually would have done some damage." And this is actually backed up by the fact that Ichigo does holify later on, and he about splits Aizen in half. And we know that Ichigo's full hollow transformation is way stronger than when he just uses the mask, because masked Ichigo was getting absolutely dominated by Segunda Etapa Ukiura, but his Vasto Lorde transformation took him from being dominated to surpassing both of Ukiura's resurrection, meaning that this could actually be hundreds of times stronger than just Ichigo's regular holification. So right off the bat, it's like, masked Ichigo can damage base Aizen. What if we made that Ichigo 100 times stronger? Then you would think logically he would kill Aizen. Although Ichigo's not a very hacked character, so he's pretty much just big Unga Bunga Chad, especially in his Vasto Lorde form. So you might be saying, well, Aizen has all of this Kido, he has Kyoka Suigetsu, he has all of these abilities that he could use to maybe turn the tides in his favor, but unfortunately Bleach works a lot like Dragon Ball, where you can literally just chad through your opponent's attacks if you're just blatantly stronger than them. If you have the spiritual pressure to overcome their attacks, you really can't do anything to them. This also raises the question of, if Aizen used Kyoka Suigetsu on full hollow Ichigo, would that even really affect him? Because he's kind of in this berserker-like state. I mean, you can still argue that, yeah, sure, he can mess with his sense of direction and like what he's seeing and what he's feeling, so it could have some effect. But I've seen some people try to argue that because full hollow Ichigo is this berserker-like entity, that he would actually be less affected by Kyoka Suigetsu, and that's kind of Aizen's main thing. Like, if he can't use Kyoka Suigetsu, then, rip GG Aizen. However, I would like to say that we know that Aizen was much weaker than Yuha when they fought in the Blood War, and he was still able to affect Yuha with Kyoka Suigetsu. So, despite the fact that Aizen might be just massively weaker than full hollow Ichigo, it's still very likely that Aizen would be able to affect him with Kyoka Suigetsu, and he might be able to use that to get himself a W. The only thing where it gets a bit contestable is that his end of series Aizen, after he's like completely fused with his Zanpakuto and basically reached the apex of his abilities. So can we say that current Aizen would be capable of doing the same thing? It's just kind of weird. You can see where this is kind of contestable. Although you might be saying, so what? Aizen might be able to affect full hollow Ichigo with Kyoka Suigetsu. It's not like Aizen could actually damage full hollow Ichigo, because full hollow Ichigo is like hundreds of times stronger than him. And like we just addressed in Bleach, you can just chad through other people's attacks if you're just massively stronger than they are. But here's the thing, Ukiura, who is weaker than Aizen, caught full hollow Ichigo off guard and was able to cut off his horn, and apparently cutting off his horn breaks the mask and snaps Ichigo out of his full hollow transformation. So if Aizen, the being who's stronger than all of the Espada, and someone who knows about Ulquiorra's Segunda Etapa transformation, you know, stronger than that Ulquiorra who's able to catch full hollow Ichigo off guard, he should be able to do damage to him if he's able to catch him off guard, and that's what Kyoka Suigetsu would allow him to do. So that's why it's pretty important to determine if Kyoka Suigetsu would have any effect on full hollow Ichigo, because if it does have an effect on him, it's Aizen's easy W, because he'll just manipulate full hollow Ichigo into a disadvantageous position, catch him off guard and kill him, or just snap him back into regular Ichigo, and we know that Aizen is already much stronger than regular Ichigo. So that's where it goes back and forth. It really does hinge on that Kyoka Suigetsu point, because that's the main deciding factor of this versus battle. Also, by the way, for those of you that really don't believe that full hollow Ichigo would be stronger than Aizen, because I'm sure there's some of you people out there, just know that in Kenpachi's light novel, he fought someone called Sion Grant, who was stated by Uryu to be as powerful as full hollow Ichigo. You know, Uryu, the guy that was present for the battle between Ulquiorra and full hollow Ichigo, so he's a pretty good source for that. Uryu is also pretty good at sensing spiritual pressure, so I don't think he's like a non-reputable source or anything. He said they were even. Kenpachi was able to fight that guy, and Aizen didn't want to fight Kenpachi until he became immortal. So not only was Master Ichigo able to damage Aizen already, and then his Vasto Lorde is like 100 times stronger than that, we have like direct scaling that would put the Vasto Lorde above Aizen as well. But if you disagreed with anything that I said in this video, or you just want to come hang out and chill, talk with the boys, my Discord is linked in the description down below. I'd love to see some of you guys come in there. I also have other neat things linked in the description as well. You want to see my second channel where I talk about all these gacha games that I'm pretty interested in. That's down there for you guys. My Twitter's down there. Just know that I'm likely to tweet out very random things on Twitter. Like, I think I tweeted out that I bored a taco the other day, so, you know, really just be expecting the most random stuff over there. I can't be held accountable for that. But that's really all for me today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. You guys stay safe, drink your water, wear your mask when you go outside, and that's gonna be it for me. I'm out. Peace. Late, guys.